Let's move on to the second floor. Second floor is the longest floor in the game, and we will be under constant alert status. So whatever happens, I will have to pause here, but hopefully if I remember in editing, I will just freeze the frame. What we're going to do first here on the second floor is very simple. We're going to move all the way to the bottom left of the floor and save a hostage. Sadly, there's a camera here, which gives us a full floor alert. That means that once the camera sees us, every guard in every room will know that we're here and will constantly run around and shoot. These guards are then not predictable anymore. They are now an RNG pattern. So they can shoot you randomly, they can just decide not to shoot you. That is now all based on luck. We take the risk because we play on easy and have 6 rations on us, so we can immediately heal up if we are in trouble. There are certain points where we want to heal up, and the first one is coming up very soon. Let me just quickly go back here. Reset. So what we're going to do is we go left and down. And what I recommend is you stick close to the wall. I noticed in my runs, whenever I was sticking to the left side wall, the guard that's coming from the bottom left actually can shoot, but also miss me much more often than he does hit me with the bullet. And another thing, if he touches us, it actually costs us less health than as if a bullet were to hit us. So we go here, there, he touched us, that's fine. And then we just enter this room. With the door card on us already, so we just walk south. And we can save this hostage. Just like grabbing rations or cards or general items, when we save a POW, we can walk down and press X to skip it, or we can walk down and then spam directions. I would recommend holding a direction and then holding X, and then after you hold X already, you can move forward with the next direction. So let's begin one last time on the floor. Actually, let me just quickly die. Show you again. Because after we save this POW, we go to the right here now in the gas room. And as you can see, the gas is very aggressive and is very fast in killing us. Thankfully, though, we have those 6 rations that we grabbed on the ground floor. And as you can see here, we spawn back in the elevator after death. So again, we walk down here to the left, stick to the left side wall, see how the left guard is approaching us and not shooting us. Touch damage is favorable because of slash damage. And as you can see, hold X and then right. And then you have to go a little bit south. Like, this is probably the ideal pixel because why? You will be automatically pushed into the door. If you're a little bit too high, you cannot go in, as you can see here. Try to go down 1 pixel and we should enter this gas room. Said not getting the pixel. There you go. I think you can see here. I'm on this height. If I press right now, we got pushed in. That's very specific for high play. I would recommend just walk down a full tile. Thankfully, the floor has very remarkable tiles that you can follow on. Just go down 1 more tile and you're good to go. You get a feeling for it later if you're more experienced, how low you have to go in order to still enter the door. You can see here, I got shunned down. I was not this low when I touched the guard. But I can recommend if you go down here on this level, you definitely get into the door. Let's move on. Save the first POW, so we go into the gas room. And we want to get moving right away. We want to stick to these boxes. And then, if we're on the top side, this is when I press L2 and hold down 1. Or just tap D-pad down to go to my ration. Then press L2 and then immediately keep moving towards the door. This is a very fast room, you gotta act clean. Because ideally you don't want to go with too low health out of this room. Once the ration has popped automatically, you don't need to use it manually. We L2 again, tap up once, and then L2 to leave the menu. Because we're now leaving straight out of this room, with no matter how much health we have left. As you can see, I got stuck by boxes and my health is fairly low. And as I explained, the camera that saw us in the beginning of the room gives us a floor-wide alert, and even after we've been out of sight from the enemy for a while, these guys, after the gas room, already know we're here and we have to move quickly. So once we leave the gas room, we walk left, south, and enter the bottom left door to save another POW. And in case you never played the game casually, we're saving POWs because after every 5th POW, we get a rank up and a health refill. And we spread out these health refills to strategic points so we can use our health management even better. Currently, I'm not doing well because I'm explaining and have to do everything at the same time, so my health is very low. You might be in the same position in the beginning, so what do we do now? My recommendation is if you make it to this POW, that's great. You can definitely use a ration now. But before we equip it here, we have to leave this room once. So we open the door, and then L2 down, and then we can leave. Because we gotta move to the right here. Hope that we're lucky not getting shot, and move into the death barrel room. In this death barrel room, go up and immediately hold left so we're on this left side gap. We need the plastic explosives, which are on the other side here. Once again, if you are practiced a little bit, I will recommend approaching the plastic explosive from the left, going to the right, and then go down. Chances are, if you use the timing right, you can skip the codec. Sadly, it didn't work here. And we go back to the bottom center again. Once the death barrel has passed us, just go up to the right, and we can move on. When you leave this room, get ready to hold up for a short moment. We want to be ideally like up here and then close to the wall and leave to the right. As you can see, we can take a lot of touch damage. Despite the low health that we had, we are not dead and the ration has not been used yet. This will change in the next room where we just need to hold right. There we go, we just got touched once and now the ration has been used. Now for the next room, we need to go to the level 1 card again. So just L2 up 1, L2. And then go into this door. Hold up. Grab the level 2 card. L2, down L2 to go to ration. And then we're not going back. We're actually moving north through the electro floor. So you can see here, just follow this line. Make sure to go left here first. See where Snake is at. This is where we need to go up. If we just hold up in this room, we walk straight into a box. In order to not get stuck by a box, we hold left here and literally stand where Snake is right now on screen. Then go up, and then we move past the electro floor. So you can see here, if you were in the other vertical line, we would have hit actually that box. Now that we made it past this, you can see our health is okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. We still have 3 rations. It is planned to use 1 more in this building. As you can see from the 6 that we grabbed, 3 are already used. 1 is in the gas room. 1 usually gets used on the way to the card too. And then 1, of course, is used here on the electro floor. You cannot pass it unless we get the remote missile, which is in another room on this floor, and then would take much more time. So we're just going to use the ration here to move past this floor. You can either now on this screen, after you're back on the regular floor, change to the level 1 door card, or you do it like this, how I do. We go up and then hold right. And while we're on this right plane, that's when I tap L2, up, L2, and then go into this room. Now this hostage room or POW room is particular and has these 2 boxes here. What I do is I enter to the right and then go immediately up. Try to stay close to the wall and then align myself like this. Here's a curious thing to note. Snake's hitbox are actually his feet up to his legs. His upper body actually cannot be detected. And this is how we actually run into the POW quickly. Once again, when you run into them, hold down X to skip the whole line of dialogues immediately. Then return up, then turn left, and then get out of this room. We are still under alert here, so we have to act swiftly. Once we leave this room, we go up into the next upper room. And I would recommend while we go up, we menu down to the level 2 card, which we just do by L2, down, down, L2. Try to stick to the bottom side of this wall, or rather higher on this hallway, if you want to call it like that, and just go left. chances are that you do not get touched by the enemies, at least, despite being shot. As you can see, my health here is low. If you are in this position, you just have to use the ration and then go back to the level 2 card. In this case, using the ration manually can save time. Some others say it has to be used automatically. It really depends on how good you are with the menus, I personally think. We're gonna move on here to the door. And now we're gonna meet the 4 horsemen. We're not going to fight the 4 horsemen because we do not have any weapons beside the plastics explosives, as we can see here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open the door, immediately go up and right. If you have enough health, you can take a lower line. If you have low health, you can try to evade these shots. Problem with these 4 horsemen is their pattern is RNG seed based. The RNG seed gets set to 0 when you start fresh from the MGX3 menu, and then gets increased for every gas cloud in the gas chamber that is fully played the animation. So it pops up, and then when it leaves again, that's when the RNG seed increases by 1. For any percent, we do not consider RNG manipulation for Big Boss. That is a thing. Please refer to the Big Boss video guide, then, and also of course the wiki on Speedruns.com. When we enter the 4 horsemen, we're gonna menu L2, up, L2 to open this door. And then we're gonna grab this grenade launcher. Once again, you can hold X to skip it while going up. Or you can get a 0 frame pickup where you go up and then immediately hold down as you touch it. Same thing happens again when we go to the 4 horsemen room again. Only this time we don't move to the center. We immediately hold down here L2, down, L2 to go back to the door 2 card, and then leave the room. The cool thing is, now with the 4 horsemen over, the floor-wide alert has been cleared. So the rest is much easier to do. Consider how low health that we have currently. This is not a problem anymore because we only get 1 more type of attack. Before we leave the floor, we have to save 1 more POW, and then we can finally leave this room. So we go over here to the left after the 4 horsemen, south, into the store, grab the POW, hold on X to skip the dialogue, move left, and then we return again to the top right room or the northeast room. Like this. When you get into this door, on the screen transition, try to hold up already. That saves you a little bit of time rather than holding right, immediately running into a wall and losing frames. So like this. Try to position yourself on the line that Snake is holding. Here comes the factor in, for example, that his hitbox are his feet. Because the guard will be higher than us, he won't be touched actually, despite it looking like it. And then we can bypass the top guard without him ever noticing us. As we can see here. We want to leave the screen as Snake is currently, close to the box. And then in the next screen, we're finally getting to the elevator, leaving floor 2. This has been a lot. I'm going to show it to you one more time, and then we move past here. So just see here, we go up. I would recommend, as you can see, as we enter the room, the guards will see it. It's clear, unavoidable. But what we can do is to diminish a little bit of damage, go immediately up as we pass the box, and then hold right to go into the elevator. Because that way the guards are still on a lower plane, and if they shoot us, they might miss us because the bullets hit the wall. As you can see here. Now that the guards have followed us, we have to move swiftly. Snake is already too far to the right technically. He could enter the elevator way earlier. As I explained, basically just his right half of his body needs to be on the level of the elevator door, and then he can already enter. Should be fine though, even if we do get hit here. Right, we can just enter and we're good to go. I got hit, but my health is still good for the next floor. I'm gonna now take a death to show it once more in full motion, and then we move on. Which is probably going to take a little bit of time because these guards are touching me constantly and not shooting me. Alright, so floor 2, one more time in full motion. I'm going to explain all the menus that I do. I will not talk again about how to skip these dialogues, but that should be fine. So let's begin. From this floor we hold down. Ideally go to the left side wall here already. Stick close to the wall As we can see, the bullet missed us because we are close to the wall already. We just got the touch damage. Follow the path as you see here. Go into the gas room. In the gas room, you have to be very close to these boxes. I like to do the menu here when I am on the level of the boxes. You can equip the ration technically while already going up. L2 down, L2. Let it be manually used. I use now when I go to the left again, the menu here, L2 up, L2, and then leave through the door. Try to be very close to the door as we can see here. We got a little bit lucky here and unlucky at the same time that the guard missed us first and then hit us. As I explained before, I'm gonna go out of this door and I know the guards will be here right away. So I'm gonna go south of the boxes, L2 down, L2 to have the ration on me. Now that it has been used, I can go back to the level 1 door card. I do this here when I wait anyway for the death barrel to come back. L2 up, L2. And then stick close to the wall. Try to be fast and just hold right on the screen. I like to transition this screen first before going down. You can also go down before if you want. We enter this room. While we're in this room, now we can already switch to the ration just in case things go wrong depending on how low your health is. Grab the level 2 card, the level 2 card, and follow close here. Go left before leaving the screen, go over the electric floor, stay close to the boxes. As the ration has been used, you can already move to the level 1 door card. You can do it later, as long as you do it before reaching the room, of course. L2 up, L2. And there we go. Doors can be entered really close from below. As you can see here. Grab the POW and move on. L2 down, down, L2 to go to the level 2 door card now. Move left. If you're lucky, you don't take much damage at all. It is again RNG based. As you can see here, for 2 rooms you did not get any damage. Move to the 4 horsemen and go like this. If you walk the line that I just walked, you did not get shot and you will be touched from the right side guard. Before you move on, of course, L2 up, up, L2 to have the level 1 door card on you and grab the grenade launcher. Go back again. Hold down, L2 down, down, L2. Whoops. L2 down, down, L2 as I said. And then ideally you do not get shot. I got a little bit caught up here and then we can move on. So we enter floor 2 here, we go down. I try to stick to the left side wall so the guard cannot shoot us and will actually miss us even if he shoots us. We're gonna save the first POW here. Go to the right into the gas room. Just try to be clean here. L2 down, L2. After the ration has been automatically used, L2 up, L2. It is up to you when you change. I prefer to do it on the horizontal lines. If you're lucky the guard shoots and misses you, he always has to stop and stand still for shooting, so that's our advantage, because we can continuously walk on. Save this POW here, and we move over to the next death barrel room. Go here left, grab the plastics explosives. Try to hit it from the right. As we see here, I got a $0 pickup. Go back to the center, then go up and to the right. And as we can see here, it can happen that your health actually is high enough that you don't need to heal up. If this happens, you save 2 menus. On your way from grabbing that POW after the gas room up to entering this room where the level 2 door card is. Most likely you will have bad luck and you need to heal. High level runs take the risk and just reset if they don't get it in order to save these 2 menus, which can make up to 2 seconds. As you can see here, I can enter this room before needing to use the ration, but because my health is low, as soon as I see the screen transition, I L2 down, L2, so I'll be safe. I need to do this anyway because I gotta move on over to the electric floor. Oops. And as you can see, this was what happens when you don't move left far enough. Follow close here. As you can see, I'm gonna hoping for a shot. Perfect. I used up the 3rd ration, going down to 3 rations left, with the guard damaging me. If you reach this room and did not get damaged enough, just use the ration manually. L2, circle or B, and then up L2. Or as we can see here, it was used automatically, so I can just L2 up, L2. Save the POW by going up here. Get out again, and then move up. L2, down, down for level 2 door card. And then just try to stick here. If you're lucky, we're not getting shot, and even if we get shot, some bullets will just hit the wall. That's lucky. Enter the 4 horseman room, walk up. As you can see, if you're fast, you can avoid these bullets. I get lucky here. L2, up, up, L2. Just hold right. The guard touching us is not your problem. Grab the grenade launcher, move left. On entering the room, hold down, L2, down, down, L2. Leave the room as quickly as possible. And then leave to the left to save the last POW of this floor. Try to enter these doors fairly early. It saves time. Go up, immediately hold right on transition here to this next room. Keep holding right and leave to the room. Hold up on screen transition here, and then stick to this wall. Snake will not touch the guard and alert him. Go to the right side of the box, go up, stick to this wall. Can really only recommend it. And then enter the elevator, like this preferably. As you can see, his right side half of his body was on the door level, and that was enough to enter the elevator. We're now in the very fortunate position where we have still 3 rations in our inventory. It can happen that you only have 2 because you needed 1 more just to survive this floor. This is fine. I can show you where you can get another set of rations later. For now, I will like to continue this as if it were a perfect or just lucky RNG run.